to see the person who one of her voice directors has told me is going to be the reigning queen of voice acting for decades. This wonderful, wonderful, wonderful Tara Strong. Tara Strong, let's hear it for her once again. So the voice director I was speaking of is the one and only Miss Andrea Romano. Many of you would know her from Animaniacs, Tiny Toons, Batman the Animated Series, Batgirl. What is it for you in a voice director that lets you really feel like you're getting the shine, you're really letting your talent out on the screen?
Well, Andrea is one of those directors that was an actor, has taken... Should I turn off my phone?
The queen can do what she wants.
Okay, do you guys mind if I just tweet? She's taking directing classes, and she's been in the business for a very, very long time, and she knows how to speak to actors. Like, there's just a way to talk to us to get what you want. Like, we were in a studio, and someone's like, can you make it, like, more stringy? Like, that's not a word we understand.
That's a way to make shit string potatoes.
So she's really good at that, and she's also really good at letting people be creative. Like, at the audition for Teen Titans, I thought I'd be Starfire, because in the direction, when you have an audition, they'll give you a drawing of the character, and a character description, and what they call sides, which is pages from the script that you audition with. And in the character description for Starfire, it said she's an older Bubbles. I'm like, alright, that's me, I'm older Bubbles, so that's done. And then Raven was like sort of dark, and like you said, I was already Batgirl for them. I just finished doing Kylie from Extreme Ghostbusters, if anybody liked that show. And I'm like, how many dark, teenage girls could I do? And I went in and did sort of my own voice, or whatever that is. And then as I was leaving, I said to Andrea, I've got a last-minute idea for her since she's part demon. Would it be cool if everything she said had this weird little guttural roll? She's like, get in there. I'm going through that. So because Andrea let me go back after I was done, the rest is history.
There's a really wonderful documentary, if you haven't seen I Know That Voice yet, that we get to see some really wonderful stuff from Tara and that, sort of her background and everything. And I wonder if we could go back to your childhood. What were you a big fan of? These people that are dressed up as various characters, big fans of various characters, buying prints and posters and t-shirts and everything. What was that for you? What were you a big fan of?
When I was a little girl, I loved the Flintstones and the Jetsons and a show called Wait Till Your Father Gets Home. And I loved the Smurfs. And then my big thing that I was like obsessed with was The Little Mermaid. I still have posters in my room in Toronto, and then when I got to play her daughter, I burst into tears, and I was like crying. And she's like, are you okay? And I'm like, I've just loved you for so long. So I was fangirling out, and then like to look at her and sing was very, very surreal, and she was the loveliest. Jodie Benson was the loveliest girl, so. Unlike me, who's not nice to my fans, right? Yeah, she was.
So getting into the voiceover game, what was the process like for you? How did you break in? Everybody has kind of a different sort of story.
Well, I knew that when I was 5 years old that I wanted to be a singer, dancer, actress. Like I had performed in front of my school and always wanted to do it professionally. And then when I was 13, I got an agent, and I actually booked 3 things in the acting world that year. I booked a play. It was wow, I'm having a big brain fart. 76 Strong Bones. The Music Man. That was my first. Yeah. So I booked that, and I booked an on-camera show with Mr. T. And I booked Hello Kitty, and that was my first job. And Hello Kitty really kind of put me on the map. Like, who's this 13-year-old girl doing the voice of Kitty? I can still do it. You want to hear it?
Let's hear it.
Hello Geeks, Storytell Theaters proud to present The Wizard of Oz.
Now, I'm not going to be the only one asking questions of this magnificent, towering talent seated at the table with me. So, are we lining people up here? Is this how we're doing it? Behind the real Ghostbusters? I'm not referring to the cartoon. I'm referring to the fact that Ghostbusters are girls now. Deal with it. Now, are there on-camera roles, franchises that you would love to be a part of? You've played with a lot of toys in the toy box, voiced a lot of toys in the toy box. Are there live action franchises, things that that you would like to go after, or is most of your focus on video?
I like doing both, and it's hard to fit it in creatively. Like I can't take a month off work to say, here's your copy on the sitcom. Like it's got to be something really great. If they ever made like an on-camera Teen Titans, that'd be pretty fun. I'm all for Margot Robbie because she's pretty hot, although it would have been fun to play Harley. But I give her my blessing because she's hot and she can act.
My goodness, we have quite the line. Now, here's what I love doing, is trying to make sure as many of you get to ask your questions as soon as possible. So please, hopefully those of you who are already in line have the greatest questions known to me that are truly befitting the Queen before us.
If your question is, who is your favorite pony other than Twilight, sit down.
And one guy.
Or spoilers. Sit down.
No spoilers, no, will you please comment on this thing that has not been announced that I heard rumors about on the internet? Will you please violate your NDA? No, we don't do that. But these Ghostbusters right here, I'm sure they are burning with the questions. Veronica, is that your name, Veronica? All right, I wasn't sure if it was Veronica from the Ghostbusters comment. Now I'm showing how much of a nerd I am. Veronica, what's your question?
Shoot.
Any character, any show, what would it be? What would it sound like?
Well, I would have liked to have been on The Simpsons because they have a really nice paycheck.
I hear Harry Shearer just walked away from that show, so some roles have recently been vacated.
Maybe they want Bubbles on there.
Maybe they need a new principal for the
I
school.
think Bubbles should be the new principal.
Principal Bubbles. What would Principal Bubbles sound like? Reprimanding Bart.
Like, love her.
You can't really date a pony in this show.
That's easy, yeah. So, Lauren Faust, as you know, created this version of Pony, and we worked together on Foster's Home and Powerpuff Girls. And so she actually had created this world in her mind, which was a little girl. If you saw the Brody documentary, they did a really cool animation of it. And she actually said, can I come to your house and show you my new show? No. So she had drawings of Twilight and Applejack and Pinkie Pie and Fluttershy and Rainbow Dash, and she had drawings of all their worlds. It was like amazing. She's so talented. And she said, would you do this pilot for me to sell the show? And she had me do Twilight, Pinkie Pie, and I think it was Rainbow Dash for her presentation, which I did in my home studio. And that helped sell the show. And she said originally she thought maybe I'd be Pinkie Pie, because again, the character description was sort of bubbles. But she said as soon as I heard you do Twilight, she's like, that's my Twilight, that's my Twilight. And I'm not really sure why, it's just kind of was all meant to be. Like when you're in a casting session and someone comes in and just is that part, it's sort of a magical thing that you can't plan on. So that was one of those things.
Wish they'd repeat the questions back.
Thanks. That is a question that I asked them when I walked into this room and when I was back at court. And you know what? I'm going to go rogue because the Queen demanded so.
I demanded it. She said something so nice that nobody heard it. You heard it? You're in the front, so we can't.
All right, everybody. Here's how we're going to do it. We're going to pass the mic.
There we go.
I
Finally.
have to come a little bit up here. This guy over here on the side is about to throw me out, so we make it through these questions. Come back up here. Yeah, not the whole thing. She got the exclusive.
Say it again, but this time make sure you say how pretty I am somewhere in there.
You're very beautiful. Something about how it's difficult even to keep your thoughts straight. You're so distracted.
Well, yeah, I just want to say how much I love what it has meant to me in your work. Again, it makes me want to be a better person, not let this dark, depressing world get the better of me, that I still want to treat people the best I can be. Also, you did an interview in a Heart to Heart a while back about, it's not your favorite part, but what you said about being true to yourself, be confident, and pursuing your dreams. So it's helping me to learn to do that, gain that confidence. So thank you.
Good, thank you.
Is there someone who boosted your confidence in you? Yeah, let's hear one. Let's hear one. Was there someone in your past who was a big influence on you that boosted your self-confidence, that made you feel like you had the agency to take over the world, as you have?
I mean, I would say my parents were very, very supportive. They never said, you have to be a doctor.
You're the daughter of a cancer.
No, my grandfather.
Your grandfather. You're the granddaughter of a cancer. Is there something about performance that just kind of runs in the family?
No.
You're the rebel, the firebrand.
Yep. My dad's a pharmacist.
The next question for the firebrand, the rebel.
I have to follow that question. Anyways.
Hey, I'm not brave enough to wear a chainsaw on here.
Where's your lollipop?
Touche. Anyways, my question is, when it comes to how high-pitched your characters, especially Bubbles, can get when they get crazy, did you ever fear for your voice, like slowly deteriorating or anything like that?
No, but I did make other people afraid. Does that count? Like
I wish you were going to keep this
the
up.
director would be like, Tara, there's dogs coming. No, being high-pitched does not hurt my voice. Some things that hurt my voice would be like Terrence from Foster's Home. Like if I had to scream too much, like, Rufus, you're such a loser! Like, I was like, then there's nothing left by the end of the day. But the high stuff doesn't hurt my voice.
Thank you.
Thank you. There's a hole in your shirt.
Thank you, Ms. Strong, for coming here. We appreciate it. I'm a pre-K through 4th grade teacher. And I'm asking this question for my students' benefit. I've been watching you since Hello Kitty, but many of them don't realize that there are people who actually do the voices of these characters. They just see the cartoon on the TV. So this is a request. I hold the camera straight. My students all love to go on field trips. So if you would, what would happen if some of your characters were to go on a field trip? What would be the conversations, just to prove to them that you are the voice of many of your favorite characters? What would the conversation be like?
What sort of field trips do you take these children on?
Go to the Science Museum, the zoo, we go to a dairy farm, go to Pizza Hut to make pizzas.
Nothing in the world is plunged in peril.
No, nothing like that. Just something nice and mundane.
I wish I could go to Pizza Hut. Cosmo, Wanda, go get me some pizza. And I would like to go to the zoo and see the animals. And I would bring Aki and we could get kisses from the animals.
And I guess science is okay.
Dear Princess Celestia, I'll go to the Science Museum. Come on, Raven.
Whatever. Follow up on that, right?
Well, I mean, you're the last airbender, so
Actually not.
Well, spoilers. Come on, we said something about spoilers.
Hands a little one.
Just a little.
So my question for you is, you're the woman of a million voices. What is the best prank you play on someone, like fans, family, whoever?
You should come over like dinner time when like telemarketers call. I put it on my Twitter a few weeks ago. It's a true story. This poor lady. Have you talked to your mom?
No, she's not home. My mom, no. I know how to turn on the
left him a message, and he really did not know it was me.
Oh, God.
And I went, hey, your girlfriend's hot. And then I said a bad word.
Oh.
And he got really scared. That was good. I did the same thing to mine too. It's so fun. It's fun to prank people.
Oh, she's great.
Uh-oh.
There's a little button on it. You see the little button? There we go. We got a light.
Yeah.
We got a mic.
Who was your favorite character to voice and why?
So I always say my favorite character was Melody from The Little Mermaid because I always wanted to be the mermaid, so to be her daughter was kind of close second, and she was so nice, and I got to sing with her and go to the premiere, and it was really, really cool. So that was my favorite.
Have you ever walked down like the street like a normal person?
What's that?
Do you think I walk like a pony or a boy or yeah? So just walking down the street as a normal person. What were the reactions of the people around you?
Sometimes I get recognized. I always get recognized at GameStop. Every time I go in with my kids, my son's like, Mom, because the guy's like staring at me, or like the girl's like, oh my God, are you sure?
I don't get any discounts though.
Any GameStop employees here on top of that? I mean,
Yeah,
I see about a half dozen.
sometimes I do, especially at cons. I brought my kids to Comicon last year, and they've seen me get recognized sometimes, but there, you know, it's like I'm a rock star, and my kid's like, Mom, what? Everybody knows your name. Like, this Sarah Strong, this Sarah Strong. He's like, how does that feel? And I said, how does that feel to you? And he said, pretty good. Yeah, it's fun. Thank you.
Lady Gaga walks down the street. Whatever.
I'm wow, Mary Rose. This is my little one.
Aw, she's so
What's your little one's name?
Can you say her?
Her name is...
Her name's Jenna, and this is like a part one, so really quick question. Do you think you could say hi, Jenna, in the Twilight Sparkle voice?
Hi to who?
To her, Jenna.
Oh, dear Princess Celestia, I'd like to say hi to Jenna, or hoo hoo.
Part two. We already know in Arkham Asylum, the game, Arlene Sorkin was Harley Quinn. We all know. How did it feel when it came up to you and said, "Oh yeah, we need you to voice over Harley for like the next Arkham games"? Like, did you feel like some kind of mounting pressure, or
Those are some big shoes to fill. You know, of course, I was Batgirl alongside Arlene and was a huge fan and still am. So when they called me and they said they are not using her, at first I'm like, is it a money thing? Because voice actors are very loyal to each other. So if it's like, they don't want to pay you more than Scale, even though they're making $10 billion in toys, and you say, okay, get your agent to fight for Scale to have. So just so you know, Scale is like a SAG rate of something around $800 for a session. So as you do more sessions, you get paid more. And so sometimes they don't want to pay, and then it becomes a negotiation. So if it's a voice negotiation, most of us won't try to voice match each other. Well, so first I asked that, and then it's not that. They just want to go in a new direction. They don't want you to copy her. They want you to make it your own. So yes, I was terrified because she's such a loved character that I was hoping people would embrace my version, and thankfully you all did. So thank you. I love you so much. Yes.
Did you sign it just before you go?
Yeah, and I do, and I still don't get a discount.
Again, GameStop employees, your table is on the show floor. I mean, we can fix that thing.
Huh.
There'll be a light.
Okay,
There we
I
go.
got it. All right, well, first of all, I just want to say thank you for being the voice of my childhood, like Fosters and Rugrats and Fairly Odd Parents and all that stuff, because I hear your voice everywhere, and it's such a joy. And I also watched some of your Vines, and I'm very curious, what voices do you use the most when you're driving?
If someone cuts you off on the road, what voice comes,
Which one is it?
It depends, right? If he's cute, it'll be a different voice than if someone cuts me off. Yesterday, somebody asked me to do an inspirational quote as Harley. And I was like, she's not very inspirational. But it's something good, but anyway, that was tricky. Well, when you watch the Voice Chick driving vines, I usually have Twilight, Harley, Raven, Timmy. There's been an Omi in there. I don't know, I can't control it, it just comes out.
Oh yeah, she did Omi.
I even forgot you were in that one too.
Yeah. Let's go, go eat pie. Thank you.
Yes, Deadpool, you have a question?
I actually have two questions, one for Tara and one for Raven. My question for Raven.
Turns out Raven is here.
Yes, my question for Tara is, because you do so many voices at once, you said you had a home studio at home. How many recordings do you do daily or per week?
Well, I work every day. In my home studio, I do all my auditions, as well as coming up next on the Bad Girls Club. You see that? So I do all the Bad Girls Club in my house, and some Walmart spots, and a couple Nickelodeon spots. When I go to the studios, that's when I do animated projects, which we usually work together, and that can be up to 4 hours a session. Sometimes it's 10 minutes, sometimes it's 2 hours. And video game sessions are also 4 hours, and that's just you by yourself, which can be taxing.
2 hours of protein.
Could be, you could do 1,000 death noises. That's hard. See, you think my job's so easy, but 1,000 death noises hurts.
There's a reason she wears the crown as the queen.
Yeah.
Well, you are definitely the queen of voice acting. And also, my question for Raven, I probably already know the answer to this, but I gotta hear it from you. Do you prefer Beast Boy or Waffles?
Wow. Wow, that's a choice. Is this on the record?
On the record.
On the record, okay.
I'll take some waffles on my Beast Boy.
All right, thanks everybody.
Thank you.